Okay, so we're going to learn how to multiply polynomials, and we're going to use the box method. I know that some of you have seen this method before, so hopefully you remember it. But now we're going to use it with binomials and trinomials times trinomials. So I'm going to write 3b squared minus bc minus 2c squared and then on this side I'm going to write the binomial. So 3b minus 2c and we're going to start multiplying. So, and I'm going to use a different color. So 3b times 3b squared is 9b cubed. Then 3b times negative bc is going to be negative 3b squared c. 3b times negative 2c squared is going to be negative 6bc squared. Then negative 2c times 3b squared is going to be negative 6b squared c. Negative 2c times negative bc is positive 2bc squared. And negative 2c times negative 2c squared is going to be 4c cubed. And then when you use this method, if you notice, the like terms are going to be lined up diagonally. So these two are like terms and these two are like terms. So when we write our solution, our answer is going to be 9b cubed, and then we're going to combine these two. So negative 6b squared c minus 3b squared c is negative 9b squared c, and then on these two is going to be negative 4bc squared and then plus 4c cubed, and that will be the answer. One neat thing about this is that you can test to see if you did this correctly. So when you multiply the diagonals, if you multiply, let me use another color. If you multiply this one by this one, it should give you the same as when you multiply this times this. So this times this is 18b to the fourth c squared. When you multiply these two, it's going to be 18b to the fourth c squared. So they're the same, so that works. And then you can multiply this one times this one, and should give you the same thing as this one times this one. So negative 3bc squared times 4c cubed is negative b squared c to the fourth, and this times this is going to be negative 12b squared c to the fourth. So if you notice, it's the same thing, therefore it works. And one last way to test it is to multiply this one times this one, which is 36b cubed c cubed, should be the same thing as this one times this one, which is 36b cubed c cubed. So that is an easy way to test the answer to make sure that you are doing the right thing. Let's go ahead and work on another example. I'm going to try now x squared minus 4x plus 1, this times x squared plus 5x minus 2. So I'm going to create the box. I'm going to write x squared plus 5x minus 2 and then on this side x squared minus 4x plus 1. So let's start multiplying. X squared times x squared is going to be x to the fourth. X squared times 5x is 5x to the power of 3. X squared times negative 2, negative 2x squared. Negative 4x times x squared, negative 4x cubed. Negative 4x times 5x, negative 20 x squared. Negative 4x times negative 2, 8x. 1 times x squared. 1 times 5x, 5x. And 1 times negative 2, negative 2. Just like on the other one, the like terms are lined up. So the answer is going to be x to the 4th. And then if I combine this with this, 5x cubed minus 4x cubed, that's going to be plus x cubed. Then x minus 20x, well, 1 minus 20 is negative 19, minus 2, it's going to be negative 21 x squared. Then 5x plus 8x is 13x minus 2. And that's the answer. Let's try another one. Okay, so we are going to try a minus 3 times a squared minus 5a plus 2. So we're going to create our square, our box, not the square. So a minus 3 and then we're going to multiply. A times a squared is a to the power of 3. A times negative 5a, negative 5a squared. A times 2, 2a. Negative 3 times a squared, negative 3a squared. Negative 3 times negative 5a, 15a. And negative 3 times 2, negative 6. And of course now we're going to combine like terms and write the answer. And the like terms are diagonally. So negative 3a squared minus 5a squared is negative 8a squared. 15a plus 2a is 17a minus 6. Okay, and one more example. Y squared minus y minus 3 times y squared minus 7y plus 5. So we're going to have y squared minus y minus 3 and then on this side I'm going to have y squared minus 7y plus 5. Okay, so now we're going to multiply. So we have y squared times y squared is y to the 4th. Y squared times negative y cubed. Y squared times negative 3 y squared. Negative 7y times y squared is negative 7y cubed. Negative 7y times negative y is going to be 7y squared. Negative 7y times negative 3 is positive 21y. Then 5 times y squared, 5y squared. 5 times negative y, negative 5y. 5 times negative 3, negative 15. And then we combine like terms. So we will have y to the 4th, and then these two. Negative 7y cubed minus y cubed, negative 8y cubed. And then we're going to combine these three. 5 plus 7, 12, minus 3, 9, y squared. And then these two. Negative 5 plus 21 is 16y. And minus 15. And that's the answer.